Who are these people? Welcome everybody to Panfish Nation. Along with Mark, I'm Lyle, and Mark Cindy hollered in here. We was visiting with our guest
We were.
backstage. Cindy says they're asking if you fell asleep. I did not.
Wouldn't be the first time I did.
Well, me either, but I wasn't going to say that.
I've been falling asleep all week at this desk trying to keep up watching Mike T eat that devil nut challenge, whatever the heck he was doing during the week. He was torturing himself with some hot peanuts. I couldn't even make it halfway through. I was asking people in chat if I was a worse person to want to watch him eat that or because I fell asleep after hyping it up for a whole week.
I'm not. I wanted to watch it, but I couldn't. I'm having a little back problem, so I've been taking pain pills and making me sleepy, and then I fall asleep and I go to bed, and I missed all the peanut eating deal. But hey, if it's got to be one of us to eat them hot peanuts, might as well be him.
My members from my channel were talking about having me do that at a members only thing. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, but we'll see. We'll think.
I know one thing for sure: I'm not going to. It's kind of like getting me on ice. I'm not doing that either.
You'll be there giving me the business during it.
Yeah, I might do that.
What do you say?
Know what? We have got a great guest tonight, Mark. What do you say we run through the people that has joined us in chat tonight, and then we'll bring Jason in and get on with our show.
Sounds like a good deal. I'm going to ask everybody in chat if you could share this out. We're trying to get up to that number, that 1K number here sooner than later. We appreciate every one of you. We're glad you're here. Let's make the family grow. We all love Panfish Nation because, we talk about everything from bacon to catfish to perch to you name it. We're talking about it, right, Lyle? So
that's right. And I have one announcement that
we got a couple, don't we?
What's that?
I think we have a couple, don't we?
Well, we lost Keith Smart this week.
We did.
Keith was he was a great viewer to a lot of shows. I've known him for years and years and years. He used to be on the BOC back when a lot of us was on there, even if some of us, like myself, been thrown out 6 or 8 times. But Keith was in there, and he was a great guy. He'd come in, and he'd send me messages and tell me what he thought of the shows. For years he's done that, and how he liked them or what he didn't like about them, and give me suggestions on things that may or may not work better. And some of them I paid attention to, and some of them I didn't. But he was always a good friend to me, and we're going to miss Keith terribly. And
absolutely,
and we want everybody to keep his family in thoughts and prayers.
And also Mr. Duggar. I know a lot of you guys see him in some of the live chats everywhere. He's a good dude. He lost his wife this week, so make sure you send out his condolences, say a prayer for him. That's got to be an incredibly difficult thing to go through.
Absolutely.
Seeing someone that you've been with as long as he has, he's an older gentleman, so they've been together for a long time. So if you do that, make sure you say a prayer for him and let him know that you're thinking about him. So
thank you, Daryl.
Thank you, Dylan. All right, let's say hello to everybody. What do you say, Lyle?
Let's do it.
We got Larry from 3+1 Outdoors in the house. What's going on, Larry? How you doing, bud? There's our sister, a couple crosses fishing. Betty, what's up, dear? How you doing? We got Anglerholics Fishing and Outdoors Adventures. I think that's James. What's up, James? How you doing, bud? Annette Morgan in the house, avid fisherman. We got Big Bill's Veterans Catfishing. What's up? We got Carl Murray in the house. I think that's new. We got Carmel Muncie. He says he's going to be watching on a big screen. Kick back and enjoy yourself, Carmel. Miss Cindy Stokes, who got us started here, or else we'd still be backstage shooting them.
That's right.
Right? I almost said the S word. Dan Thompson in the house. Smith in the house. There's our buddy Don R. How you doing, Don? Fishing with Squirrel. What's up, bud? Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. Good show with you and Chad. Had fun watching you guys with Bobcat on there. It was pretty cool. There's my other sister, Dee. What's up, dear? How you doing? I want to make sure I say a hello to Alyssa too. I want to make sure I say hello to James. I want to make sure I say hello to Katie as well. Even though they're not showing up, they're probably watching in the background. Greenwell Fishing in the house. Hooks and Hammocks in the house. He was taking some abuse in the chat before. There's Michelle from It's All Mine. Hopefully that kitchen flooring's all done, dear. James Alba. What's up, James? There's James Kirkpatrick. That must have been Lizabella up there. How you doing, Lizabella? There's Jeff Baker in the house. Jeremy Colvin Fishing. Make sure you check out Jeremy. Like I said, time again every week, Jeremy did get the business from YouTube. Let's see if we can't get him back up to $1,000 in subscribers. Joe Buck 66 in the house. There's somebody you can depend on. When he doesn't show up, I start to get worried, Lyle.
Me too.
John Patrick Jr. in the house. There's John Boy's catfishing. Justin's fishing fetish. The great Kim Burnett. What's going on, Kim? How you doing? Great show last night with SK. Lance McCougai, the Hawaiian fisherman. LG Bass in the house. He sent a nice gift over to Freddie, him and Michelle, of a couple of rods. It's always nice when people reach out and help the ones that have lost gear. That happens quite a bit in our community. Mike Irvin in the house. Hey, there's Lyle of Panfish Nation. What's up, buddy?
I don't know how that happened.
Parker Pursuits, congratulations on 1K and congratulations on reaching 61 years old, buddy. Happy birthday, my friend. We'll see you in Mendota. What's up, Quiet Man Curtis in the house? Real Gal, the Mississippi Queen. New name for Stephanie there. There's Super Dave, mod extraordinaire over at SK's house. We got the Weekend Angler. What's up, Josh? How you doing? Trophy Seekers Outdoors. Daryl, hello again. And there's my buddy Frank from Twisted Fishing TV. I'm going to scroll through here real quick. We got Anglerholics. We got Anglerholics Lizabella, and we got James. We got 3 of them in there. I'm sure they'll get that figured out. One of them will fall out. I think
we'll take them all.
Crappie Day Fish On in the house. You want to hear something that really kind of choked me up yesterday?
Sure.
Crappie Day Fish On, I believe, was it Crappie Day? I think it was Crappie Day. Won a guided trip from SK last night.
Yeah.
And he offered to give it to me. I told him absolutely not. You need to go, but SK ended up giving it out again. But I'll tell you what, it was nice.
It wasn't Crappie Day Fish On.
Who was
it? Oh, dang.
Well,
somebody that's probably in our chat tonight.
Probably. I apologize, man.
I can't remember who. I can't remember his name.
I know Crappie Day was in there. It might have been him. I'm not quite sure. So, whoever it was, maybe it was TX Texan, TX Tiger, maybe. I don't know. But whoever you were, I'll go back and take a look. I'm going to send you a thank you text. So I appreciate it very much.
It was very cool.
That's everybody, Lyle.
Yeah. That's awesome. We're glad to see everybody in here today. Did you get David Smith?
David Smith, welcome. I think I did. Maybe not.
Okay. You probably did. I see Don R's in here. He's been in here for a long. Jay Foxhunter is who it was. Thank you, Super Dave.
I believe it was. Yeah, I believe it was Jay Fox.
It was Jay Foxhunter. That is what it takes to be a great moderator right there. He remembered from last night on a completely
That's absolutely right. If Jay Foxhunter's in here, well, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. I apologize for mixing you and Crappie Day up. So you guys were both in there last night, and I saw his name. Forgive me.
Yeah, it was a great show they had.
John Patrick's always with the old jokes, Lyle.
That's okay. It's okay.
He's
not
older
too
than
far
me.
off. We can start on him.
Derek Bull, I think the name is. What's going on, Derek? That looks like a new one.
Sean Abney. Sean's been following us around for years and years and years. Met him at a couple of tournaments, and super nice guy. Him and his wife are awesome folks. Awesome folks. You know, what do you say we get our guest on in here? It's nice to have Justin have joined us tonight. I am hooked on a couple of things that Justin does.
It's Jason, my friend.
Jason, I'm sorry. This color being one of them. You call that mudcat or something?
That's crawdad.
Crawdad. But I'm telling you, I can't wait to get these babies out and try them. If there ever was a natural looking bait color, in my mind, that's it. And when I seen them, I had to have them. And you know, I messaged you about coming on the show. Of course, you agreed to do that. And I wanted to find out about what got you started in making baits. And hey, we got some more colors here too for you guys that are checking these out. I'll go through a couple of them here. And I honestly think that I might give away a package of these tonight to some lucky winner before the show is over.
Hey,
here's a perch color.
Dad.
You're not a viewer.
He always does this to me, Jason. Always.
Here's another one. You tell me that stuff don't look cool?
Plastics with eyes on them. That's next level.
I've not ever seen any plastic with eyes. Is it?
Why don't you pull one?
You're the only one that does that, Jason.
Why don't you put one
there's
of
a
them
few
out
out
so we
there.
can see it a little closer, and I'll tell everybody how I met Jason shortly. Well, one late night, Lyle says, check these out. He sends me a private message with a picture of those jigs. Like $30 later, I'm into it for a whole bunch of them. And then Lyle tells me, yeah, we're having them on our show. I'm like, okay, we're done. So I got an order of them coming. I'm looking forward to getting them and putting a herd on a crappie. Look at those things. Those things look pretty neat.
Lots of action, and ice. Look at that. And them are glued on.
They're
not
epoxy
cast
on. They ain't
in.
going anywhere. All right, real quick. Let me say hello to Muddy Water Bait and Tackle, Pontoon Jody in the house. Andy A showed up. Betty's. There's a Carl Murray in the house. What is going on? I think I missed somebody else here.
You need to highlight that one. Crappiezilla, good guy. I purchased baits from him, and they are very good quality. You can tell by touching them that they're going to last you. They're all
Carl, he's a buddy of mine. He lives up the river. He lives in between Charleston and Fayetteville.
And that's in North Carolina, South Carolina?
No, that's up here in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Okay, well, that's close.
West Virginia.
Just the fish and finish and Annette Morgan.
So tell us how you got into making baits like Lyle asked you at the beginning.
Oh, probably 15 years ago. Literally, I got tired of paying $2 and $3 for just solid black and solid brown, solid white jigs, hand-tied marabou jigs to catch trout with. So I got the bright idea to go to Walmart and buy the junky jigs that you get like 10 for $1 up there. And I took an X-Acto knife and cut them apart and figured out how to tie my own jigs. And that's what started pretty much everything. And then I got into making jig heads, mastered that a little bit to the way I liked them. And then after that, my buddy started pushing me. My buddy Alan Hackert from out of Tennessee, he pushed me to start making plastics. And he literally taught me how to make plastic baits on a telephone. And the plastic baits come up about 14 years ago. And so we've been making plastics for 12 to 14 years.
Well, they look amazing. They really do. And this is not the only style you make. Is that correct?
No, I make those baits there. Those are a 1 3/4 inch. I make those in 2 1/4, 3 1/2 inch, and then I also make them in 1 inch. A lot of the ice guys use the 1 inch ones.
Yeah.
That's right up Lyle's alley right there. He likes the little ones.
I like them because James Dockery tells me that's what I need, and he catches a lot of fish.
I've been looking at
James is a short guy, so he wants everything short. You know what I mean?
The angry fisherman.
That's right.
But yeah, like I said, we've been making them for a few years. We just put twists here, twists there, and stuff like that. All this new stuff coming out. The old stuff's not broken, so why change it? That's why I went back. I go back. Everybody else is using all these jig heads, these peel heads with eyes, this and that. I use a regular jig head, unpainted. I don't have any painted jig heads in my box. They're all just plain Jane gray is it.
I'll buy painted ones when they're on sale, and I can get them easily every now and then. Other than that, I'll order them in bulk. I'll order the silver ones. If I want them painted, I'll paint them myself is the way I look at it.
That's exactly it. It's what I do. But I mean, it's all the stuff out there now is just, it's crazy. And like I said, I don't use none of the eye jig heads. I use a regular ball head is all I use.
I use sickle hooks or regular hooks?
I use them both. But here, customers in West Virginia, they don't like the sickles too much. They don't like the looks of them. They like the regular Aberdeen. So if I make orders for customers and stuff here, or some stores want some jig heads and stuff, I always end up having to make them with the Aberdeen hooks.
Okay. That makes sense. I've heard people go either way, whether the hook works. I can't tell. Here's my thought. If I'm using an Aberdeen hook and I bend it out just the slightest bit, I'm probably doing almost as well as I do with a sickle hook, at least for me.
Right.
I know people say that they don't care for the sickle hooks. A couple of big names that I know But whatever works for them, whatever you're confident with. A hook's gonna hook them in the nose if they take the bait. So
yeah, a lot of people though with them sickle hooks, they say the reason they like them is it's a wider hook gap, and it allows to a lot of the I call them the Grenada fishermen down there. They tip everything with minnows, and it still allows a little bit of a hook gap there while you're also got a minnow on your jig. It allows you got a little bit of hook gap between the jig body and the jig point. So to me, I think the hookup ratio is better with sickle hooks.
I would tend to agree. That's pretty much what I've been buying as of late. So,
Waffle Factory and I can help you make another order if you're
Waffle. No, I'm cut off for this month. I've met my quota, and it's only the 10th. Lyle, see what you've done already. I got a monthly budget, and he's already got me. Welcome, Waffle Fishing. I also saw Sunfish Assassin in the house, Northeast Missouri Angling pop in here. I see Jeremy Albatron. What's going on? Say hello to him.
Another fly tire and bait builder.
We like tying flies. You did start out tying flies, you were saying, right? Or did I miss here?
I started out tying jigs, 132nd ounce trout jigs is what I started out with. I've always wanted to try the flies. Some of them look just so neat to do. I would love to learn, but I don't know yet.
You see these eyes, they're not conducive to tying those little tiny jigs for bluegill and stuff. So
Kim Burnett's a heck of a fly tire. He knows all about them. He knows every pattern by heart too, pretty much. That's the problem with tying flies. I can't remember them all. I just can't. There's too many of them, and of course, I'm pretty sure that he's quite a bit younger than me, and Kim can remember a lot more than I can. But he catches. I think he catches all of his bluegill on flies.
So, Jason, what's some of your more popular colors that you've been selling?
Oh, well, the fellers down in Texas, they like a lot of naturals, like the green pumpkins, just the natural colors, browns, blacks, stuff like that. But I have been lately doing a lot of yellow chartreuse. And but if I had my choice here in West Virginia, I like the blue and yellow chartreuse. And then I like monkey milk with white, I sell some paddle grubs. They're willows. And I like to have the paddle on it, a yellow chartreuse, and the grub body blue, or white grub body with a monkey milk tail. And that's pretty much, out of all my baits that I use, that's the only two colors I use religiously. But it don't stop you from having 1,700 different colors. I
got like 5 go-to colors, but I got like 100, 200 of them in my bag. So at any time, you'd mentioned the willow tails.
Yes.
First super successful crappie outing I ever had that really got me, going and targeting limits, not just bigger ones, was with the willow tail. So are you making and selling those at this time, or?
Yes, I make them in a 2 and a 2.5 and a 3-inch.
Perfect.
And that is my favorite bait out of anything in the world to use. That's my favorite thing to use. I use 2-inch in the summertime and spring, and then in the fall I'll use 2.5 to 3 inches.
I'm a black and chartreuse guy, so you may be getting a message from me as far as those concerned. I've had luck with what is it called, the green pumpkin ones as well, with the yellow tail. This like one of the weirdest ones, but I've been doing pretty good, especially after a rain in some muddy water conditions. I have a couple of weird spots that I fish at where it's either ultra clear or it's after a rain it's ultra dirty. So it's like one or the other, two extremes. Another color that I've really had like weird luck with in clear water is like a sparkle gold. It's ridiculous. You wouldn't think it would work in gin clear water, but for some reason the fish in like 2 of my lakes that I fish here, they can't stay off of that color. It's odd. It must have something to do with refraction or something. So
I know that a lot of the guys in Grenada, they like that, like you was talking about, the gold flake and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They love the gold flake with orange. And
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them guys using them down there. And I actually, what you was just talking about, I actually did make a color other night of the green pumpkin. It's got a green pumpkin back with black flake, and then on the bottom is yellow chartreuse. And what you was talking about with the willow, with a green pumpkin and a yellow tail, it kind of mimics a baby bluegill.
Okay.
And I mean, our bluegill here, well, it's probably the same everywhere, but if you look at their tail in the water, it's a greenish yellow. So that's probably what the willow, that like what you was talking about using, mimics.
Yep, they're definitely, being here in the north, well, mid-north, almost way north. A lot of bluegill up here, so I definitely imagine that would be work. Anything that mimics bluegill or shad or minnows, those are our forage of choice for the crappies in this water. All winter long they're feeding on grubs and stuff. So when that spring feed comes on, it's usually like hitting a lottery as far as crappie goes. I'm going to stock my fridge up here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's getting close here too.
Hey, Lynn, welcome to chat.
What's up, Lynn? So you got that, you have a sea arc. I noticed that. We talked a little bit about that. Are you fishing for crappie out of the front of that big boat?
Sometimes we do, but I used to have a bass tracker, what was it? A Pro 175. It was a 17.5-foot bass tracker. I recently just sold it. And my plans are to take the 240 here within the next month and trade it in on a new sea arc. I'm going to get the 210, the stalker, the crappie stalker, they call it.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be my final and last boat. Me, with my predicament I'm in, it's easier to deal with a small boat than it is that big one.
I can understand that.
It's rough backing it in, jumping up in that boat, trying to climb in with no legs, back it over, tie it off, jump out, run and get in your truck, park it, run. It's hard.
Yeah, and
back to a smaller boat.
I'll fill in the chat. Jason's a double amputee. He's had some health conditions, and he's definitely an inspiration. So if you guys think you got something that's getting in the way of your fishing, maybe listening a little bit to what he has to say about it and inspire you not to let it get you down and get you back on the water. So
I agree 100%.
What's it like fishing with such a disability?
Honestly, I just take my legs off when I'm in the boat and I crawl around. I can get around just about as good as you two can with 2 legs each.
Closer to the water too, probably, right?
That's it. I'm closer to the water and everything else. But the only hard part is when you're in the river, other boats come by, you're standing up. Well, Lyle knows what it's like to fish out of the back of a boat. You got your rods out catfishing, and the bass guys come by and just blow your boat, and you're bouncing. And your center of gravity's messed up. So I have to grab a hold of anything I can and hold on. But other than that, I can run around that boat the same as anybody. But crappie fishing out the front of it, we have done it. Me and a couple of my buddies have. Mm-hmm. It's harder in that big boat, but it's easier for me to move around in where it's so much bigger.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. Just gives you a little more room to breathe on there and keep your equipment out of your way. I think that would probably be a big issue, correct? Just so you're not stumbling over stuff.
Exactly. And that's, you got to keep everything just picked up out of the floor. And sometimes it's rough. It depends on who you're fishing with. I got a couple buddies that just kind of like to just eat or drink stuff and just throw it down. I always have to go behind them and pick it up, keep it out of the floor, stepping on pop bottles, rolling on them and falling and stuff. It takes some time getting used to.
I do have a question to ask you, or a statement, maybe I better put. You are former military, which thank you so much for your service, but that has nothing to do with your disability, correct?
No, sir. It does not.
I wanted to make that clear because most of the people that affiliated with me or our chats or anything, we love our vets more than almost anything in the world. And we want to get that out there. But if it had been the other way around, it would have really been something that we would all deeply cared for. But this is something different. And yes. I didn't want to interrupt you guys to have such a good conversation, but I did want to clarify that.
Yeah, all this stuff happened out. I lost my left leg about 5 years ago, and I lost my right leg almost 4 years ago. It was from what they call Charcot's, however you want to pronounce it. More or less, the neuropathy, the nerve damage in my leg did not allow me to feel the dislocation of bones and stuff in my feet. And when it got to the point to where I could actually feel them, it was too late. They could have went in, they could have fused all the bones together in my feet and used cadaver bones to do it. But I only had a 50-50 chance of it working. And I asked my doctor, I said, well, what if it doesn't work? He said, well, amputation's our next step. I was like, well, what is the, walk period of walking from amputation? He said 90 days, 3 to 4 months, more or less is what he said. So he give me about 10 minutes to me and my fiance to talk about it, to see what I wanted to do. And, that's kind of a hard decision. 10 minutes to decide, do I cut my leg off or do we try to, but I chose amputation. It was a tough decision. I chose it. And I'll tell you straight up, I questioned myself after I'd done it 100 million times. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? But I will tell you, after the third day, I was off the pain pills from it. I did not do anything else. Took Tylenol for the pain, and almost 3 months to the day, I was walking.
That's amazing.
Amen.
Yep. And then 1 year to that date, it was August 13th, I think it was. And then I lost my right leg on August 12th of the same year. You see what I'm saying? It was almost 390 some days apart. And it took me 4 months to learn to walk with my right leg because I was coming off of my yard out here and hit a little bump and decided to take a header out of the wheelchair. And when I did, you got legs for 44 years you've had legs. You try to stick them out and stop yourself. Well, I had a nub, and when I hit the ground, let's just say it was a bloody mess.
Yeah.
I had to put a tourniquet around my leg and everything, get to the hospital, fixed everything up, and then about 2 months after that, I started walking. So, but like I was telling you guys before the thing started, I have my legs on. If I have jeans on, you'll never know that I'm an amputee. You'll never know it unless I go up steps or down a hill or up a hill or something. Then, like I said, I'll walk bow-legged. Other than that,
that's amazing. Amazing.
I got pictures, Lyle, somewhere. I've even got a video of me learning to walk in, what was it, November? I was learning to walk in November, and then in December, I got videos of me up in, on Fox Lake, walking on the ice as an amputee, with one leg amputee. But I haven't been back since I lost both legs yet, but we were supposed to this year, but we didn't get to, so hopefully next year. But I don't let it slow me down. It's a speed bump is all it is, man. You just can't let it get you down.
That's right.
Good for you.
I agree. Betty Jean wants to know if you make a fire perch or a fire tiger color. That's her favorite.
We can make one.
Yeah, and Betty, I did and for everybody in chat, I did post a link out there. I'll post it a bunch more times. Go check out his Facebook page. He's got good pictures of what he has to offer.
And quality baits.
Baits. You can.
There is one thing I'd like to clear up here. Your brother, James Dockery, says that I fell tossing a small cast net in 1875. That's not the year, folks. That's the size boat it was. He's trying to make it sound different.
That's how I read it in 1875.
That's how he meant it too. I promise.
Exactly how he meant it.
That's why I was laughing in mid-conversation. I seen that come across and I started laughing.
Oh, man.
I saw Tara Lindsay come in. What's up, Tara? How you doing? I see Creole Catfishing joined us. There's SK's Crappie Catching Adventures. What's going on, SK? How you doing?
Yeah, my buddy James.
He's just mad because you're taller than him. That's all.
That's all it is. He's very disappointed in that.
Oh, man.
But it's too bad. So, when you got started building these baits, did you completely quit doing jig tying?
I still do it, but honestly, with the way the plastics are selling, There's no time. I need 37 hours in a day to get everything I need done.
Wow.
I mean, literally within, like, Lyle, when you placed an order, how long ago was it?
Oh, I don't remember. Hell, a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am literally operating right now 2 to 3 weeks behind. And these baits are literally built one at a time by hand, and it's not a quick process. And then after you get the baits made, you got to let them set for 24 to 36 hours to cure.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, if you do not let the baits set and cure to the proper amount of time, when you get them out of your bag, if they're been in the shape of a U, well, guess what? When you pull them out of that bag, they're in the shape of a U. That's what you're going to fish with.
So do you hang them?
I end up laying mine. Get me she's sitting here with me. I'm going to show you how I set mine out.
Just curiosity, because I couldn't stand but not ask.
I got these baking sheets.
Okay.
And if you see them, there's actually bait sitting on here in a straight line to be cured. And that's what I do is I have about 40 of these things, and I have a big rack that we put them in it's like a bread baking rack. And as I make them, I stick them all on there to keep them straight, because if not, they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be shaped in a U. And then when you get them, you're mad. If you ever get baits like that, lay them flat and take a hair dryer, warm them up a little bit, and let them sit there until the next morning and let them cure out a little bit better. And then your baits will actually be straight again.
That's good to know, because some of these name brand ones I get, they're in a hurry to push them out the door. Yeah. So I run into that problem quite a bit. A couple crosses fishing. Betty says, "Oh Lord, I'm going to set him back 3 more months." Yeah, we're going to do our best to try and work him.
Yeah, and Betty, when you see an order come in from Betty Jean, you're probably going to understand, because she probably ordered a whole bunch.
Well, since this big petroleum product problem we got going on now, I thought ahead of time when all this stuff was happening about a week ago. I ordered a 55-gallon drum of plastic.
Oh, good for you.
So, and then I ended up I bought 15 pounds of glitter. So we're set. So anything anybody can throw at me, as long as they, sit back and wait a little bit, I promise you I'll get to you.
Yeah, here comes Frank over. Frank over at Twisted Fishing TV says, "Here I come with my how much per 100 question." Contact my Facebook. You guys can talk then. So,
well, I guess I could tell him like I tell 250 on everything.
250.
That's $250. No, they're not that much. But no, I always deal with somebody whenever they place a huge order. I always deal with them. I've got some guys down in Texas that I deal with. I have a few guys in Illinois that I deal with and stuff. And when they order, it's not 1 or 2 bags. It's usually 50 to 150 to 250 bags of baits.
Oh, wow. That's more than I ordered.
Oh, while I'm sitting here talking to you, hand me that piece of notebook paper over there, that notebook. I'm thinking my last order that I'm working on right now is about 250 bags, and I literally just got all them shot, and I have 120 more baits to put eyes on and seal in and then go with it. I can tell you, this last order was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, almost over 100 bags of baits.
Wow.
And I mean, there's 12 of them in a bag. So you're looking at 1,200 baits. That's 2,400 eyes you're putting on baits. And then you go back and you epoxy them on, then you clear dip them on and all that stuff. And
that's a big deal.
These baits do not get made in like 20 seconds. I mean, it takes a while to make them, and a lot of people don't understand the process with it.
Oh, they'll understand it. They just don't care because they want the good stuff.
They want it.
Oh, well, I got one guy that got kind of mad at me. He placed an order about 4 days ago and was mad because it was not in the mail yet. And I said, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I can only work so fast, but there was 40 other people ahead of him. And I'm one to not take his order and put it in front of everybody else's.
Yeah.
I do them in order they come in. I mean, even with Lyle, even to Mark. I mean, Mark's is in the mail. He hasn't got his yet. But Lyle, he received his, I guess. And you're where at,
yesterday.
I'm northeast Illinois. I'm outside of Chicago.
Oh, well, you should have got yours soon. I'll have to track yours
My
whenever I
post
get up
office.
here.
Let's not get into the post office problems.
Danny Stone.
Oh, I know. It's bad.
That's absolutely right. I mean, I literally start getting ready for spring when there's still ice and snow on the ground and ice on the lakes. It's the way to do it. I mean, it's hard enough to find somebody to get you the right enough monkey milk. I'll order like 5 dozen every year. Just to make it through the spring, and it's just like Frank says, when you fish with a lot of people or tournaments, you need a lot. I don't fish tournaments, but I always got them bum buddies of mine that don't realize that I know what's going on, and they won't listen to me when they're asking me what to order. And then when we get on the water, I'm catching fish and they ain't. That are like, oh, can I get some of those?
I got some of the same buddies.
Welcome,
Jason. When Mark gets ready to place his order, tell him to hold on and get James Dockery and me on the phone first so we can help him with that. Would you please?
Okay.
We can do that. I met the budget this month. You're going to get me in trouble. My wife's right here at the door. What are you doing to me, Lyle?
I'm going to want some of them ones that Betty's wanting, though, the Fire Tiger stuff. I think them would look awesome, but I'm telling you, them babies right there, they look natural. They look natural. I'm impressed with those.
What color do you think those are, Lyle? You'll be surprised when I actually tell you what color those are.
I don't know what color that is. It's kind of an orange brown.
It's actually green pumpkin on the top and orange on the bottom.
They look awesome.
It's pretty neat how they shift colors. When you put two together, how they change colors.
I can't wait to try them. I really can't.
I wish you would have. Mark, did you order any of the rainbow trout?
I did not, because
I can't. Son, those things are slick looking.
Really, maybe I'll have to get one of those. I was gonna talk to you about maybe like a Mardi Gras color that I can't seem to find anywhere.
You, if you got an idea, you send it to me. We'll see what we can
do. That one does pretty good actually in a 2-inch with walleyes in the summer. We may have to talk.
Don't forget to call me and James. You
guys won't even know. You guys will see my fish pictures with it hanging out its mouth is as close as you're going to get to me ordering anything else.
Yeah, we can set you up a payment plan, Mark. We can do a layaway for you.
No. No. Let's not do this.
I think that's a great idea. Well, how about James and I make the layaway order, and then he had to approve before you ship it.
There we go.
Just trying to help you out, buddy.
Here's a Muddy Water Bait and Tackle. They're a sponsor of my 1vs1 tournament, but they're in the great state of Kentucky, down over there by J-Dog. Maybe they'll get a hold of you.
That'd be great.
Nightmares of shipping.
Or at least get a sample pack from them and see what you think. We'll see if we can't work them to death, like I was saying.
Muddy Water Baits.
All right there. Justin's Fishing Fetish says, how does one apply to be a Crappiezilla Pro staff and tester?
There's a lot of people that's asked me that question.
Get in line.
Yeah. There's a bunch. And, the main thing, I could go on and on about this one forever. The main thing is if people want to sponsor or not, if they're looking for a sponsor, they're looking for a pro staff, this or that. All you got to do is just, actually buy the baits first and use them and believe in them, and then on my behalf of it, I've sent out many baits to people that was actually going to help out and test and push this and that, but you never hear from them again. And that's the main thing is even if it's just a picture or two here and there, or just a word back here and there, it would be so much better for any of the product people that's producing the product. But that's the problem that I've came across with it is people not upholding to their end of the deal, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got one guy right now that I'm talking to, and I'm pretty well going to go with him too. He's out of Illinois, him and his team. But that's the main thing with it.
I think James Dockery is right, Jamark. You need to order at least 100.
Stop it.
100 bags would work. 100 bags would be perfect.
There we go. We could start the catfish and crappie tackle store. Maybe.
No, you'll lose that many in a year, won't you?
No.
Oh,
They're pretty good. I'm pretty good about keeping them. What's your favorite kind of hook keeper on it, or do you not use them?
Me?
Yeah, do
On
you
mine?
use a hook keeper at all?
No, the only thing I just use a straight hook on mine's it. Just
My favorite hooks have the straight hooks. I might go the Richard Gene method and wrap a little dental floss on there, see if that might help keep them on, or at least keep them straight. But I do like that's probably the only reason why I order or buy colored head hooks is because I got those wire hook keepers. They seem to work pretty good.
well, also the wire keepers on there is real good, but also put you a little dot of super glue on the head as you slide it up on there, and it'll help it. It's what I call de-pantsing. It keeps the bluegill from when you set the hook and they got a hold of the tail, it keeps it from pulling it down.
My problem is I always end up gluing my fingers together. I ain't even gonna lie, I've done that before.
I've done it before too.
And is there a secret to keeping it? Is there a secret to keeping that super glue from that bottle from sealing right up? Because I got tired of using that stuff, having to open it up and all of that. It's a pain in the butt.
It is. Me, I usually just use it once and throw it away.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can go buy 100 tubes at Family Dollar, Dollar General store around here for like $2.
Or Harbor Freight, they actually sell those single-use ones too, so that might not be a bad idea.
There you go.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
I have the giveaway tool loaded up for giving away a package of these that we've got here. And I think that what I'll do is I'll share the screen and people can enter this. And then, Jason, you can pick out the bag that we're going to give away tonight on the show. How'd that be?
We can do that, or we can juice it up a little bit and put extra with it.
Okay.
However you want to do it.
However you want to do it.
Or we can split it out and share the love.
We can do however you guys want. I mean, you guys do this more than I do.
There's what we're going to do right there. You enter that, and we're going to give away some of Jason's baits one way or the other. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Definitely. So enter it in just like it shows on the screen, folks.
Yeah,
Hashtag Crappiezilla.
Yep.
Be entered in. I appreciate the kind words, Michelle. And there's Betty. She says me. She's ready to win.
Imagine that.
I'll tell you what I'll do is if you're going, how many bags you giving away, Lyle?
I'm going to give away one bag of these tonight.
Well, I like the number 4, so I'm going to give away 4 bags, and you give away 1. We'll make it 5 bags. How about that?
That's perfect.
You want to do one winner, or how you want to do it?
No.
Mark?
Let's do 2. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do 2 times 3? I think that'd be nice to have a good assortment in your bag to see what colors you like.
I'll tell you what. I'll do 5 bags. You do 1. We'll do 3 and 3. How's that sound?
That works for me.
That's
3
right.
winners, 3 bags apiece.
There you go.
That
And they just
great.
got to send me their name and address, and we'll go from there. Or they can send it to you, and you guys send it to me, or however you want to do it.
That's fine. Either way, that as long as we get it to you, and we'll make it work.
Okay.
We'll make it work.
We're getting the names entered in here into the randomizer, so we'll do 2 drawings. I think we should do 2 drawings. Only we should do one like now, and then maybe one at the end of the show. See if we can get these people to stick around here a little longer.
No, I'm good with that.
All right. Because I'm a YouTuber through and through.
You are a TikToker complete.
That too.
I fall down that rabbit hole every night, every now and then, watching TikTok videos.
There you go. Catfish and Crappie on TikTok, fellas. Folks, ladies, gentlemen, everybody.
I've started to put me a TikTok page together, but I haven't yet.
I have one, but I don't do nothing with it. But I keep gaining people following me.
That's good.
I guess.
You're handsomely good looks. Rugged good looks, Lyle.
The only thing that I ever post in there is memes about James Dockery and getting him to sign up on the James Dockery Fishing Channel. You need to go over to YouTube and subscribe to him. That's all I ever post.
You got even SK says it's a smart move on my part. See, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jimmy Graham, you need to add the hashtag at the beginning, sir, and you'll be entered in to win automatically. So just like everybody else, like Carl Murray over here has entered it in correctly, and a bunch of the other people.
Yep.
Danny Stone's getting into. I don't think they're case sensitive, so you guys will be all right. We got 31 people entered in so far. We'll give it a couple more minutes. So.
Yep. Creole.
Some of the stuff I'm reading, I just shake my head.
We're a big family here. Everybody's been in these shows for quite a while, starting with Catfish Weekly. We've definitely grown to other aspects of YouTube and stuff, and so a lot of people hang out amongst a bunch of these shows.
We are all about having a good time.
We have meet and greets. We have everybody's friends on Facebook. There's messaging, sending memes and stuff. It's a pretty good family we got going on.
Except Dockery.
Even Dockery.
That Andrew Pike guy right there, make sure that he don't win nothing.
Okay.
That's like my best friend. He's the one. That's who I go ice fishing with up in Wisconsin.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, he's got the inside, but he's still entering. We'll see what happens. And he says, we apologize right now. We're rotten.
That's true. That's true. Andrew Pike, he lives in Wisconsin. He probably knows where Mendota Lake's at.
He lives right around the Fox Lake area. Is where he lives.
Fox Lake, Wisconsin, or Illinois?
Yes, Fox Lake, Wisconsin. He used to live in a town called Theresa.
I'm not familiar with the town, but I know where Fox Lake, Wisconsin is.
Well, he lives in Fond du Lac now. Fond du Lac. Okay. Yep, that's where Andrew lives now. Is Fond du Lac.
Wisconsin's a great place to be and fish, and there's a ton of possibilities there.
I would love to live there if I could. It's a tie between there and saltwater. I love the saltwater. So it's a tie for me. I'd like to spend, I know it sounds stupid, but spend your summers at the beach and your winters in Wisconsin. And I know that sounds crazy, but I love the saltwater and I love ice fishing though. I just like fishing. That's all there is to it.
Well, yeah, I think that's where a lot of that's where it comes together.
So we can see our guest here. I'll move it aside. We got a couple people still entering. We'll put it up there one more time before we do the drawing.
We're just going to give it just a little bit more, and we're going to draw for the first one.
Sounds good. We got to get used to putting me on the bottom, so when we're highlighting chats and stuff, it doesn't cover up our guest, Lyle, I think.
Do what now?
We'll have to do like this if we're going to do the giveaway machine. This way, when we highlight one of these, we're covering me up instead of our guest.
Oh, okay. Either way, yeah.
There.
Didn't realize that. Betty says she would freeze to death in Wisconsin. Me too.
It's a lot different than what you think it is, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a different cold, and I know that sounds stupid, but it's a different cold up there.
I have a friend of mine lives in Alaska, and his wife even says it's different up there. That was my dream was living up there when we got old. And the older I got, the less I care about being there. I don't like cold weather anymore.
Lyle, did I tell you I'm going up to Wisconsin next week to fish on Tuesday?
Hey, I got an emoji for you, buddy. You can guess which one it is. Turner Fishing, welcome to the show, my friend. He says you put eyes on every bait. I feel your pain.
Yes, I do. With a pair of tweezers and 4mm eyes on every one.
Oh, dude, that's got to be a lot of work. Is there a reason why you put them on every bait?
I like them.
You like them? Okay.
I just like putting eyes on the bait. I think it looks so much better to me.
Better than on the jig head?
To me, I like them on the bait because sometimes your jig heads don't have eyes on them. Like me, I use unpainted jig heads.
Right. And
that's the reason why I've always done it. Plus, it catches the fishermen too. They see it. They love the eyes. Yeah. They think it looks complete. Boom, they're on it. I will let out one secret of what I do to my baits. I shouldn't let it out, but I do. I actually, after I epoxy these baits with the eyes, and when you mentioned eyes, that's what made me think of this. I do go back and clear dip my baits, but I also clear dip my baits in a heavier plastic than what I make the baits out of. The baits are made out of, just for instance, say I make the baits out of soft, boom, I dip them in medium. That way it toughens up the body and it keeps your hook from ripping out also.
Okay.
So that's another little thing that I do with my baits because I just like to, because I hate putting a bait on a hook, catching one fish, and then throwing it away. It's a waste. So I dip my baits in a harder plastic after I get done making them to make them more durable for people.
That makes sense.
And one guy from Arizona, you might have seen it on my Facebook page. He caught a 2.5 pounder. Literally 10 minutes after he opened the baits up, he was fishing. And he caught one on it. He said he caught about 30 fish, I believe it was, 20 or 30 fish on one bait before he had to change baits.
Wow.
So it's another thing that, we try out. What do you say?
I saw Trey over at Fish Smack made it. Welcome, Trey.
Great video he come out with. Picking up trash, man. What a guy.
He does a lot of good videos.
He does a lot of good things. We need to get Trey back on here as a guest one of these days if he's interested. He does so many good things, and I can't believe his channel had exploded. I just can't. I say we go ahead and give this first one away, Mark. What do you say?
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
We only got 36 in here. Maybe that'll get them ready for the next one. Here we go.
Round and round it goes. There went Betty's name.
John Patrick Jr.
Congratulations.
Absolutely, John. Just the ones that I've got. Well, you can just message me, and then I'll forward the message on to Jason, and we'll get him to send you his, and I'll send you a package of these, and we'll go from there.
You just let me know, Lyle, how many packs you want me to send to each
Okay.
one. If you're giving away one to each, or if you want to just give one pack away, and then I'll do.
Yeah, I'll do one of each. That way we split it up a little bit.
It's however you want to do it, but I ain't hard to get along with.
And I'll order some more. Hell, I don't mind.
We should have Mark to order them.
That's exactly right. And then James and I can help him.
Hey, wait a minute. I've got his tracking number. I'll tell you
Add
what,
them on.
Lyle, I'll get online to USPS and I'll reroute it to your house.
That'd be awesome right there.
Yeah, I'll reroute Mark's to your house.
Oh, you guys got the guests picking on me. I got an emoji for you, Lyle. It'll make me fire up my paint program. I'll be making memes all night.
Get on some of them TikTok filters and have stuff crawling on him, dog ears and everything else.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing. I got it.
Oh, man. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are. For you guys that haven't got involved with this, go ahead and you can still enter. Hey, Ace, how you doing, buddy? Get entered up, and we'll have a drawing again at the end of the show.
Look at this. My sister's even enjoying that you're picking on me.
Really? Is she in here?
Sister from another mother. Look at her.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what have you got coming up new that you can tell us about?
Well, let's see here. I got a swim bait, a little 2.5-inch swim bait for
now we're talking.
There might be, well, the thing is I would not put it around bluegill because the tail, I'll have to show it to you. Is there any up here? The swim bait. It's the monkey milk swim bait. They're laying around somewhere, but it's a little 2.5-inch bait. It looks like the bait you have in your hands, the baits, but it's got a little sort of a paddle tail to it.
Okay.
I don't know the action of it. I've made it with some very soft plastic just to get the best action out of it I can. She's looking to see if we can find it. If I can find it, I'll put it up to the camera.
Summertime, when you're finding them high in the water column, a little 2.5-inch paddle tail. Holy smokes. That's
what color did you call this one earlier?
That one there is what I call America. It's
America.
Red, blue, and silver flake on the top.
It's a beautiful bait. Let me get my hand behind this. Kind of hard for me to hold them both up there. Maybe that'll. But it is a gorgeous bait. Gorgeous.
But yeah, it's a pretty.
And that's the 2.5-inch size.
That there is the 1 3/4. 1.75 is what they call it.
Okay.
And with like an 1 3/4 bait like that, what size hook do you recommend?
I'm fond of a 4.
You go down to a 4. I use a lot of 2s. I got some 4s, but not many.
They'll fit. A 2 sickle hook will fit perfect in these, but me, I like a number 4 hook. That's just something with me on a 1/16 ounce head with a number 4 hook. That's what I would use these things on. Perfect. 1/32 if they're really, really shallow. That's like me. Only time I fish is literally I caught sniping. I like to single pole it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing in the world to do is single pole.
You had mentioned those 1-inch baits, and I know Lyle's going to order at least 400 of them from you. We're going to get him to place that order. Betty's going to come up with that color. We're going to have you pouring day and night. You're never going to sleep again, Jason.
Son, I'm there. I'm there
And
right
Lyle
now.
Lyle will pay you double.
Oh man.
I'm not seeing it all.
Betty says she calls it Captain America. Captain America. There you go.
That's a beautiful bait. It really is.
Hey, Captain America. See what I called it? It was America.
America.
Yeah, because everybody America. Yeah, so that's what I called it. Was America. But yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that make those kind of baits. And one of the guys just asked me, he said, "Can you make it?" And I said, "Yeah, I can make it." And I just threw it together, and I've literally sold 15, 20 bags of them, if not more.
Well, I knew that's the first time I'd seen anything like that. I liked them right off the bat.
If Lyle has it in his tackle bag at Mendota, I'm stealing them, by the way.
You going to steal it?
Going to steal all his
I used to fish with a friend of mine named was Keith Atkins, and him and I fished tournaments together, but we'd done a lot of just fishing together. And he was like a son that I never had, you know, and we'd get in the boat and we'd take off. Of course, he didn't have a boat, so we was in my boat, my truck, my gas, my everything, and I'd get order hooks in, and he'd be digging through my – so where'd you get these? I said, I just got them the other day. The guy sent them to me for tries. Well, I'm taking half of them. And we'd go through sinkers, and I'd make a bunch of sinkers. He said, you know, I'm out of sinkers. I said, well, take you a few. So he'd take half of them. And swivels, one day I got a deal on eBay where they was selling them by the 1,000. And I ordered a bunch of swivels, and he just grabbed a handful of them. You know, it was like one of your kids, but him and I had some great times together.
I don't know if you guys can see it or not.
Absolutely. That'll work.
Yeah. That's
it's
cool.
Just a little. I mean, in your hand, it quivers pretty decently, but the body.
How much different is it between your hand and in the water?
I don't know. To be honest, I've never actually done this. I got a 55-gallon aquarium I need to fill back up and put some fish in. I can find the action of these things really easy.
That thing's hard to hold still, isn't it?
It moves around a lot. The tail does.
That's awesome. Looks great. I love that color, too. That's the monkey milk, isn't it?
Yep, monkey milk.
Gonna let everybody in chat know that I did post the link up again in chat. So if you could at least go in there and give Jason's page a like, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Don't forget the name Crappiezilla. It's kind of hard to forget.
And if you're in the market for some bait,
some business,
don't hesitate. I know he'll appreciate it. We've got some other people that have been on our show and we have some coming up that's going to be on here also. But these look amazing. They really do. They look great.
Hey, Lyle,
you throw in a sales pitch.
What's that?
I want to throw in a sales pitch. I can make any colors you want, not what is seen in my photos either.
There you go.
So if there's other colors you want some black with green flake with a yellow bottom, we can do it. So it's just
that's cool.
Anything a person can think up, I can pretty well get close to it.
Betty Jean says, I tie mine up and swim them through my bathtub. I bet you she's in that bathtub while she does that too.
TMI.
Playing with your water toys.
What was you going to say, Mark?
You got that giveaway tool still loaded up? Don't reset it. Just share the screen out again, bud. Or did you?
I have. I got to figure out how to share. I guess I'll go over here.
Oh, okay. I wanted to give the people time to re-enter.
I need to figure out how to get this off. John's
off. Just re-enter it. Just put it. Just reshare it. You don't need to get it off of there, bud.
I don't think that's.
We can try again. Once Lyle gets the screen up, I'll explain to you guys if you haven't gotten entered how to get back in on it. Everybody that's entered already will still be loaded up.
It just shows the winner. It doesn't show.
That's fine. Up in the upper right-hand corner, it says draw again. Don't touch that, Lyle. Not yet. Okay. All right. If you haven't got entered, go ahead and get entered. Enter in hashtag Crappiezilla. I would enter it in, but if I won, there would be a riot. Can somebody please enter in Crappiezilla in the chat so we know what to enter?
Turner Fishing, Bub, I'd like to thank you, man.
Turner Fishing says, as a fellow bait company, dude, your page needs to blow up. They look amazing, and you're going to look more tired than you already do.
We've had Mr. Turner on our show a couple of times. He's a great guest. Makes some great baits, too.
Also,
yes. Go ahead.
Right there is what you need to enter. Well, hold on a second. Let me do this because that's what Lyle entered in. What Betty entered, you need to enter in hashtag Crappiezilla. If you haven't yet, your name's still entered in there. If you haven't yet, you could enter it now and you'll be in for the same drawing. No, James. No, James.
Mark's behind.
That's what I'm laughing at. Is
Oh, my.
Oh, man. No, the reason I look tired as I am is because back in October, I caught the Delta variant of COVID.
Oh, man.
It about killed me twice. And day before yesterday, I went and took my second vaccination shot. And yesterday, it took everything I had to keep any food down. I was sicker than a dog yesterday. I didn't sleep. I threw up everywhere. I mean, it was bad from just that second injection. But I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I'm just tired.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I much rather would handled what I had yesterday than what I had in October. It was bad in October. My breathing, my oxygen level was down to low 60s, high 50s, and it was bad. I went into I guess it was a seizure. I don't know. She said she opened my eyes to look. I wasn't home. She said it was bad here at the house, and then it was bad.
Yeah,
I don't wish it on nobody. That stuff sucked. That was all there is to it.
Well, we're praying for you, man, that you get to feeling better and get over that crap.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people in the community come down with it, some worse than others, some really bad compared to others. So it's all kind of depends. So we're glad you're still with us because these people look like they want to buy your baits. Hopefully they're going to work your butt up.
Tell them all they got to do is just message me and just please be patient is all I ask.
And Betty is a nurse. She says, "Oh my goodness, you're lucky." So
it wasn't fun. I'll tell you that. Like I said, I don't wish it on my own worst enemy. It was mine was painful. It was painful.
We got some people here in chat that are giving me the business today. I'm thinking they'd wish it on me.
No, we won't. No. But no, it's tough.
How many we got entered now, Mark?
We are at
39.
I think we got a couple more entered. So if you want to let it rip again, we probably can do it. We're probably ready to go.
Jeez.
All right. Everybody ready? Let's make her happen.
I am not buying, Justin. They don't want me to have it. They just want me broke. Downtown Ernie Brown.
Uh-oh.
Ernie is a great supporter of many, many channels, and nobody deserves to win more than Ernie.
Congratulations. I predict that Chrissy's going to steal those from him.
Oh, that'll work. And he won't say a word because she makes him eat. So that works. And Ernie, you can send me your shipping address and stuff, and I will forward it on to him, and that way he has it, and we'll make it happen. Thanks so much for watching the show, everybody. It's been a great show.
It has.
Had a lot of fun.
Had a lot of fun talking with you, Jason. It was nice to meet you. Don't be a stranger. Come on in, chat. We have a lot of guests come in here and keep showing up from time to time. It's always good to see them come back. That means they like their time with us.
It is. And, I'm hoping you'll do a lot of business off of coming on the show. But even if you don't, I would like to ask you to come back on and do another show with us at some point.
Anytime, Mark. Anytime, Lyle, we can do it.
I think we'll have a great time, and I've enjoyed this. And, we're running on just over an hour, which we try to keep them around an hour. Sometimes they run an hour and a half, sometimes longer. But if we keep them around an hour, we're like kids. Our attention span is not real long.
Did you say something? What?
Everybody,
This is the way it is. Mr. Turner, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Big Bill, thanks you. Joe Buck, appreciate it. But it's been a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody that's in chat tonight for tuning in and watching the show with us. And thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. Justin.
I appreciate it.
Mark, do you have any closing statements?
This weekend, 1-versus-1, there might be some changes. Keep tuned to the Catfish and Crappie community tab tomorrow. There might be a pop-up thing to let you guys know. Weather is pretty bad. We're waiting on last forecast before the weekend. We do have one definitely happen, which is going to be Parker versus Chad. The others might get shifted around a little bit, but we're going to definitely make it happen. There's going to be something going on Saturday come heck or high water. So that's it.
That's it. And we will be here next Thursday night and Monday night on Catfish Weekly and the Catfish and Crappie podcast. What have I got going on here? Something.
Catfish Weekly on Monday.
Yeah, there it is. I hit the wrong button.
All right.
But I'm back. Do a 1-versus-1 crappie tournament. Yeah.
We are going to do a crappie tournament next month. So
I know one more question I have.
If anybody want to provide some prizes for the 1-versus or for the Size Matters crappie tournament that I'm going to have in the next month or so, we need to get a finalized date. Contact me at mark@catfishandcrappie.com. I'd be happy to give away a prize pack or something. It's going to be a short tournament, 4, maybe 5 hours max. So we'll have some prizes out there for the people in the chat. So
count me in, Mark.
Oh, you're a good
cool. Man. There we go.
I'll send you some, bub. Do you want the bigger ones or the small ones?
We'll talk later. Now's not the time. We'll talk later. Let's in the true YouTube fashion. Let's keep them wondering.
We can do that.
I do have another question. Do they make a plastic that is bluegill specific?
Meaning size wise?
Well, I don't know. I know I make small ones when I tie jigs, small ones for bluegill. I'm thinking the 1-inch ones would probably be what I'm thinking about.
I sell a lot to bluegill fishermen. Usually the shell cracker guys, as I call them, the cracker guys in Kentucky.
Okay.
They do buy a lot of the 1-inch ones.
Those
He was making fun of me for buying 1-inch baits, Mark.
I'm telling you, they'll work fine. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I've seen times when that's all they'll touch is one.
I was making fun of him for buying.
They laugh at you.
I was making fun of him for buying 25,000 of them at a time. That's what I was making fun of him for doing.
Hang with us. We're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for watching the show. We'll see you next week.
All right, everybody, have a blessed week and be safe. Bye-bye. Hang around, Jason.
All right, bye.